Recognize this place? That's right. We are back in the war room. We're talking about the Galleon case. Raj Rajaratnam and Danielle Cioffi are expected to plead not guilty today to talk about their legal strategies, what they might argue in court. We're joined by Bill Singer of Stark & Stark, managing editor of Bloomberg Television, Dan Colarusso. Bill, why don't we start with you? What do you expect? What strategy do you expect they're likely to employ when we really get going with this case?
Well, the defense is going to employ attack, attack, and attack. They've got to go after every witness. They have to go after credibility. They have to go after the wiretap. And ultimately, they have to argue that there's no inside trading going on here. This is Wall Street as usual.
This might not be so tough, right? I mean, this looked open and shut when we were doing the perp walks and rounding up people and talking about the crushed cell phones and the chewed up memory chips. But we have Cioffi and Raj Rajaratnam today, but they're going to go after Roomy Khan, right? I mean, she has a history that's not exactly sterling. She's not like a poster child for the best witness you can have.
Dan, she is a defense attorney's dream. I mean, when you want to talk about impeaching credibility, we have somebody with a prior. Right. She's already, pled guilty to a felony.
Right.
And it's the same type of issue.
But, Bill, it's not as if a witness of Roomy Khan's profile, let's say, has not appeared in court before and helped lead to guilty convictions in the past.
Well, as any prosecutor would tell you, you try to make the case with the facts you have. So this case will get made even with her, because one argument you're going to make is birds of a feather flock together.
Okay, well, that's Roomy Khan, though. What about the people who have been charged and those who are who have pled guilty, but whose name, whom we haven't heard from? Is it possible that they're cooperating and may assist in the prosecution's case?
Well, my guess is comes January 15th, the other four unindicted co-conspirators will all be indicted, will all have pled out, and are all cooperating as we speak.
Right, singing like canaries. Now, we have the other issue of the Bear Stearns case, which was a surprising and damaging verdict for the government. Those Tannin and Cioffi got off. Now, is that going to play into this? I mean, they had smoking emails there that didn't quite pan out. Is that going to happen with the wiretaps that we're going to end up? Are those going to be called into question at this point?
Well, I think we always tend to overplay a little bit how much of an impression a former case will make on a current one, because many of the jurors probably have no idea about the former case. But the fact is the defense knows that there was a slam-dunk case which never got made. They lost. The government lost it. So we'll see.
Bill, before we run out of time, we really have to explore this idea, this potential strategy that insider trading is everywhere, so let's just make it legal. Well,
that's a real current argument I hear a lot of today. And it always reminds me of Casablanca, where Louis walks in to close a casino down, and they give him his winnings. So part of the problem we have is if we legalize insider trading, we're essentially putting a sign on the casino, and that sign says, warning, some or all games of chance may be rigged. Are you going to play?
Right. It's not a victimless crime. There's always somebody on the other side of that trade. And the idea that insider trading doesn't have any real consequence is flawed in a lot of ways. You talk to guys on exchange floors. You talk to individuals who get snookered. I mean, this is a game we all have to play. So how much do you want to impeach that credibility of the market?
Very good question. What would it say about U.S. financial markets if all of a sudden the SEC said, go ahead, insider trade to your heart's content?
Roll the dice.
Dan Colarusso, managing editor at Bloomberg TV. Bill Singer of Stark & Stark joining us right here in the War Room to talk about Galleon.